What's up all you Transformer loving dudes and dudettes, ToyShiz here, and I am back yet again to give you guys another fresh look, and today we are totally checking out the entirety of the new Hasbro Netlfix Walmart exclusive Transformers Siege War for Cybertron wave, and this looks awesome. I'm very excited to see the cartoon on Netflix. They touted this at Toy Fair. They showed off all the new products. Yes, this is coming to Walmart. Get them. This is going to tie in with the show especially. It is largely a bunch of repaints from previous Siege, kind of sort of slash Earthrise figures as well. Really nice packaging. I got to give it to them from the bottom, middle, and top tiers. I like it. Very, very cool, especially with the larger, let's say, Megatron, and of course the Hot Link figures. You get to see a lot of different stuff. It comes with a lot of different stuff, more so than, say, CHROMIA or SIDESWIPE, the reissues, redecos sort of deal. But I love the artwork on these boxes. Very nice, crisp, white packaging to it. On the backside, they show everything. And this was kind of like the wild card right here. They did show this again at Toy Fair. They touted this as being a super secret spoiler. We all kind of know what's inside now, but at the same time, I'm going to have some fun opening it. I said I wouldn't open it until I saw the show, so maybe I'll have a different reaction. But yeah, spoilers inside. There's a Transformer in here, and I'll tell you this right now. This is supposed to look like an armory case, like a weapons or ammunition, something like that. Again, spoilers inside, spoilers inside. It's printed every which way. If you had no idea what this was, being that, yes, we do this and we know about this kind of stuff, I would have been lost. So to the casual Transformers fan, it's kind of like a really weird box. But anyways, yeah, this is a spoilerish Transformer blind box, basically. So we're going to open them up. We're going to take a look at all of the figures. I'm going to go watch the 6-part first season Transformers Siege right now on Netflix. We'll come back. We'll talk about the show very briefly. Won't do any spoilers or anything like that. And I'll show off the toys. So sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice hot cup of Energon. This is a look at the Transformers Hasbro Netlfix Original Series exclusive Walmart Wave Transformers Siege. Da-na-na-na-na. Okay, so I just got back from watching the show this morning, and it's all right. It was okay. I'm more of like, all right, I'm glad I watched it. It's by no means is it like, oh my god, what was that? It's kind of like, it's just kind of boring, you know, to be quite honest with you. I need to see more. That's really what it is. I don't think 6 episodes is a huge amount of time to really tell the story. And to be quite honest with you, you can't look at this in terms of, okay, what have they done before? What's the usual story of the Autobots and Decepticons? And usually it's Autobots escape Decepticons and they, you know, leave Cybertron, crash land on Earth. That's basically the Transformers lore of the basis of most shows, especially G1, which I am the most accustomed to, I'm the most familiar with. There are excellent new renditions of like Transformers Animated. I really liked that version as well. This one just had a lot of weird things to it, especially in the voices. Sometimes it was really hard to understand them. First and foremost, the animation on it, that's a huge plus. It looks fantastic. It looks like the toys came to life, which is amazing. If I was a young kid, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old playing with like Transformers and I saw that, it would be like the toys literally came to life. They are spot on to the model and the toys are spot on to the show. So that is a huge, huge plus. I just think that for me, it wasn't all too exciting. It was just kind of like humdrum, and Megatron's lips were the most distracting parts about the show. However, I will say that I thoroughly enjoyed what they did with a lot of different characters. I like the different elements that they took, the different story strategies and ways that they're going to kind of implement them. I thought that was very interesting. It was different, so I can appreciate that. I absolutely love Starscream, his voice. There is a action figure that we all got last year that is in the show, which everyone thought was one way, now it's another way, so it's cool that they implemented that. I like Bumblebee's role in a lot of this, so there's huge pluses, but I have to say, at the end of it, after watching the entire thing, after kind of knowing where the show is going to kind of leave off, it was just kind of, okay. It was all right. Just all right. That's all I really got for you, so I do say this. I recommend it in the sense of definitely give it a try, watch it. perhaps I'll go back, watch it again 2 or 3 times. You know what I mean? To really get a hold on it. For me, you got one chance to grab my attention, so I want to see it. I want you to come out swinging. There's a lot of interesting elements to it. I think that what they did animation-wise is fantastic. It is a very war-torn Cybertron, and for that, it's cool, but at the same time, the story, overall what really happens, it was just underwhelming. That's really all I got. But enough said, let's check out these amazing toys. Alright, so in typical fashion, yanking all these things out of the packaging, make sure to recycle. There's going to be a lot of extra cardboard left over from these boxes. But of course, you do get individual artwork / instruction booklets detailing how to transform them. Some are easy, some are hard. For most of them, they're hard for me. Transformers just confuse me these days. But what's actually kind of cool, they didn't really tout really, was that each of the 5 standard figures will come with a piece to build like the ARC / Teletran 1 computer. You have a set here in Wave 1. You'll have the rest of the set in Wave 2. So they are doing a 2-wave sort of build-a-set kind of thing, but they are cardboard. All the figures look great together, of course. They are individually cool in their own ways, and I'll compare them when I can coming up in just a second. But there is a lot of deco. There's a lot of reuse. I get why they sort of did that, but some figures definitely do fare better than others in that typical, oh, let's just repaint them, put some different deco on them sort of deal. So that's really my thoughts offhand. But let's go ahead and start with CHROMIA. Now, this is a figure I didn't get the prior CHROMIA, so I'm happy to get this one. And I'm always stoked when I get these individual waves, especially for a cartoon. I was very stoked when they announced that, like, yes, we have these figures already coming out. Then there's going to be a cartoon on Netflix. Here's a cartoon, quote-unquote, specific sort of wave. But she's a good-looking figure. She's okay. What I like best is that while she does have a lot of kibble backpack sort of things going on with her, it's on the show. And much like her other female Autobot counterparts, yeah, they always have sort of a backpack thing sort of going on. But I like her colors. I think she's a good figure, and I think she's going to be a great repaint Autobot for your team. Next up, of course, is SIDESWIPE. This was actually the first Siege figure that I looked at. This was the first one that I got when they relaunched the whole Transformers Siege War for Cybertron. And now to get SIDESWIPE again, he looks good. I actually like the colors on him. He's more of a cranberry, more dark red as compared to his prior release. He's more of a bright red, which, again, I think that once you see the context of this show, it does fit. Not necessarily saying, and not to spoil anything at all, of course, I wouldn't say the colors match the show, but he's a good-looking figure nonetheless. Scrapface, on the other hand, that's a cool figure right here. And this is one, people were asking me, hey, can I still find these in stores? I've only ever seen this guy once. In fact, you know, when I came across him, I was like, what? And so you can get 3 of these. I only ever found 1. Of course, you can get 3 and build the camera again if you want to. A lot of missing pieces, it seems like, on the back. He's very open. You can put his camera lens piece on his back. You can also use it as a shield. He's got his gun. When you pair him up with, again, the camera itself, I had a blast building the camera, finding 3 of those. Those were a heck of a lot easier to find. If I do find 2 more scrap faces, sure, I guess I'll definitely build the camera, but he is by far one of the coolest ones out of the group. Hound, let's flip this really quick. Hound the Autobot, this is one where I don't see a whole heck of a lot of difference in the prior release to this one. You'll see it in just a second. While he's a cool figure, he's not that interesting. He's kind of a boring sort of figure. A lot of, again, missing parts, it seems like, on the back. The green is just like a different shade, and I feel like the original release is more vibrant, more fun in the sense of the green that they chose. As you can see, a little bit more battle damage. This one's just kind of meh, you know? I mean, quite honestly, it's just kind of a meh kind of release. I don't know. I think they could have picked a better figure to kind of go with if you're going to re-release or just repaint these. But in either case, if you want to complete the Teletran 1 ARC computer, yeah, you kind of have to get them. Mirage. Now, people are going to go, wait a minute, Mirage, he's an Autobot, right? Well, this time around, no, he's a Decepticon, and there won't be any spoilers. You'll find out why. You know what I mean? Just watch the cartoon. It's actually pretty interesting. This guy's paint job rocks. The Decepticons are definitely having more fun. I love the ink blotch kind of burn effects that are all over him. His purple is very muted blues. And thank you again to Hasbro at Toy Fair. They actually gifted me this figure, and I've waited all this time to open him. And in correspondence with the prior Mirage release figure, yeah, it's basically the same figure, except, yeah, one's an Autobot, one's a Decepticon. Why? Just go watch the show. You'll find out why. I'm not doing spoilers. But very cool. I love this guy. I think he's a fantastic looking figure. Great redeco to him, and one that really makes sense for the show. Hot Link. This is when we start getting the bigger type figures, the more expensive realm of Transformer figures. He's a Seeker. And when I was talking about Mirage just now, the Transformer Decepticons are definitely having more fun with their paint. This guy is gorgeous. This is a fantastically painted Seeker Transformers. I'm not too keen on the name, Hot Link, not familiar with that, but I was going to use him as Skywarp. Yeah, you're not going to really be able to do that. He comes with two little buddies, Heatstroke and Heartburn. Interesting Earth names for a Cybertron robot, right? These aren't integral to the show in any ways. Of course, they are integral to the Siege Toyline and Blast Effects. He does come with two of those, which are very cool. So, just Hot Link himself looks fantastic. Again, you will be happy to say he does show up in the cartoon. So that's really cool. I like when they do that. When I was watching, I was like, ooh, I got that figure. You know what I mean? But you can put the blast effects on him. He is the same exact mold as all the prior Seekers. This is an amazing Seeker mold. I absolutely love these. You can make these all day, different colors. I don't care. There is a ton of Seekers in this show, and I was stoked to watch every single one of them and point them out and be like, ooh, ooh, ooh. You know what I mean? So I'm not too keen on little robot buddies, but in the sense of Hot Link himself, yeah, this figure rocks. And then finally, we have the Decepticon leader, Megatron himself, which I actually liked his characterization in the new Netflix show. And again, not to spoil anything, but he's very integral to the story. So is this figure. I actually really liked what they did with the deco on this. He comes with two captured Autobots, Pinpointer and Lionizer. Again, much like Hot Links, guys, it's all right. I am very much interested in the blast effects and the sword swinging effect, though. That is very cool. But Megatron himself just stands really elegantly. I love the gunmetal shadings of him. He is a very much war-torn general, and as you'll see on the show, he's not in a good way. And this figure excellently represents that. And I love putting all the different effects on him, including this sort of sword-swinging thing. You know, he's taking a swipe at an Autobot, cutting some limbs off, something to that degree. These extra guys, they don't do much for me. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. But it really is in the deco, the paintwork, that works. He also has weapon storage. You could put his sword, of course, on the back, much like the first release. Now, here's where the deco really shines and where the re-release makes sense. The prior one looks a little bit more G1 Megatron, very light in the colors, the gray. He has more effects on him for like battle damage, but this one is more spot on to the show. You'll see it. You can even see like the scrape marks and everything else. So both great in their own merits, and they're both really great Megatron tank figures. So overall, I think that this guy is a win-win. It is one of the best of the group, just in terms of it making sense for the show and having it be worth the cash to put forth and buy yet another repainted Megatron. All right, I think I've been patient long enough. Let's open this thing, finally, right? Now, I think right after, everyone saw the reveal, it was like instantaneous. Plus, let's be honest, the side of the box really does kind of give it away. But I like what the box is. It's a very fun looking box. I just don't think it achieves the fact of like, hey, this is a blind box Transformer. It's very weird, especially the price point for which it was. So, okay, so oh, it's taped. All right, let's putting weird tape every which way there, Hasbro. Okay, there we go. All right, so the first thing out of the box is a bunch of Transformer Decepticon writing. This looks like Autobot writing. And if you're not familiar, This is essentially like a Play-Doh kind of goop, and you dig in there, and there are hidden, not even joking you, there are hidden Energon cubes within a goop. So again, it's so weird that you go digging for that. You know what I mean? Like in terms of saying, oh yeah, it's a blind box transformer. But I think the main thing everybody wants to see. Let's try. So the secret figure, once you get everything out, here, once you get it all done, is of course, and they even packaged it backwards. It's another Ultra Magnus. Yep, there we go. There we go. So he's, well, I get, like from watching the cartoon already. All right, so I will say this. Yes, Ultra Magnus, I mean, it doesn't spoil anything. Ultra Magnus is in the show. I would say that a little bit more different deco would have been a smart thing, because it really is just kind of the same Ultra Magnus, yeah, Autobot, and he comes, here's his little instruction booklet. He comes with Rung. So this is his little Autobot friend, Rung, which I just actually got a new Rung. Hold on a second, let's pull out the other Ultra Magnus. So yeah, in pulling out my other Ultra Magnus and then my new Rung figure, which I just found, it's, again, of course, we're dealing with the same molds. I'm totally fine with that. It's just the fact of, like, this is the Ultra Magnus from the Siege show, which matches up, right? You get to see it on the artwork poster right here. So I'm glad that they did that. So I'm not complaining. But in terms of it matching up to, let's say, the prior Ultra Magnus and then the Rung is an orange figure for the original, the one that I got. Well, technically I got this one first, but now you got a pink Rung figure. You do come with some like electrical effects, smoke effect kind of things for Ultra Magnus. There are, watch the show, there are so many alternate different things that they could have done to have this be a blind box figure. If they, to call it a blind box figure and then to do the decos that you would come to see in the show would have made so much more sense. Even in the trailer, they could have given him one thing that you know it's Ultra Magnus kind of thing. Could have given him a little Megatron kind of tarp from the movies. You know what I'm talking about. This is lame. This was just a lame way to rebuy Ultra Magnus. That, and the Play-Doh thing with the cubes, $60 blind bag. That's asking a lot. And we're going to be getting it for a wave 2 as well. I don't know about that. Now it makes me think, like, first of all, we all don't really know exactly who's in the next blind box. It's a mystery. Could be several characters. But I'm just saying, like, this was overall just kind of lame. Da-na-na-na-na. Alright, so final thoughts on the entire Transformers Siege Netflix to action figure experience. This was a lot of fun. This is what I like to see. I grew up with stuff like this. This is seeing the cartoons fold into the action figures and vice versa. Yes, we did start off with a ton of new Transformers Siege figures, and it has taken this long to get to the actual cartoon. But in watching the cartoon, I was able to go, I already have that character. I have this one. I have this one. With this Netflix action figure line, though, you get to see some more battle-damaged figures. You get more of a Megatron that fits the show. I'm going to say, and still attest to the fact that the Ultra Magnus blind box thing is odd. It was weird. It's a hard sell. And ultimately, it was overall kind of lame. Yeah, and especially with what I think they could have done with it. To have it be a blind box, you might as well just had Ultra Magnus. There's nothing blind boxy about it. There's nothing giving away, no secrets, nothing like that, unless they had prior plans and they changed something, maybe to that degree, something like that. So, yes, some of the figures you don't necessarily need if you already have them. They just have extra decos, but a lot of them are fun, and in corresponding with the cartoon, having them all out, watching it with the family, that was fun. That took me back. So, and overall, I give that an A+ in terms of just enjoying it all together as one cohesive brand. Did I actually like the show? It's okay. It's not great. I still think that, much like Castlevania, I wasn't very much into the first season, but as the seasons kept going, I got drawn in more. and it worked better as a whole story. So I think 6 episodes just isn't enough to kind of get things going and just say, oh my god, it's the best Transformers series ever right off the bat. It's good. It's not bad. It's on its way to being good. So if they keep it up, they add more story elements, they add a little bit more action to it, they need to have some fun with it. It's a little, like I said, a little humdrum. That's all I'm going to say. But the toys more than make up for it. I think they're fantastic, especially Hot Link. That is just a fantastically painted Transformer. If I do see more Scrap Face, 2 more Scrap Face somewhere along the lines, yeah, I'll be picking them up. We do have a Wave 2 slated. I think that there are more characters amidst the show that people would want. I think now after seeing the show, these will sell a little bit better in that sense. But if you started off with Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, things like that, I think those are more Wave 1 type characters, if that makes any sense. But I'm curious to know you guys' thoughts. What did you think of the new show, and what do you think about these figures? And do you like these types of videos that I do? I want to do more of these. Maybe Camp Cretaceous, something like that. I enjoy the whole cohesive element of buying the toys, watching them on the show, and enjoying it with the family. So I'm curious to know what you guys think. Comment below, let me know. Let's talk everything Transformers Siege on Netflix. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. As always, drink some great coffee, eat some great food, but most importantly, remember, a lot of Netflix and chilling going on, I'm thinking, right? Getting that whole nerd mojo going. Maybe open some toys, you weirdos. And when you do, let me know what you found. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.